Bismillah. I've been thinking a lot about this, and I firmly believe that the most valuable currency that we have as people, as humans, as individuals, and as a social society is love. I'll explain why. Love is something that money can't replace, and love can come in the form of your time and your attention. Love is the umbrella category. I believe that a lot of other people believe is a very valuable currency. Some people say that the most valuable currency we have and that we can give is attention. Another is time, money, and there's a few more. But I'm here to vouch for love as the most valuable currency we have for three main reasons. When you love something, you're willing to put more effort and time into that thing or that person. If you love your job and you're being well respected, you're very passionate about what you're doing, or there's something else about it that you really enjoy or you really agree with. Just the fact that you love your job means that you will do more to provide value for that job. Whether it's providing value for the company, providing value for the people that you work for, or simply because you believe in the work that you're doing out of your love for it. And the more you love that thing, the harder you're willing to work for it and the more you're willing to sacrifice for it. Personally, for me, I noticed in university that it's easy and it's pretty obvious to tell when professor doesn't really care about teaching a course. They don't really want to be there, and they don't really enjoy their work. They don't have a love for it. When there's a professor that has a love for his work and has a love for teaching and connecting with the students, there's a clear difference. One of the biggest reasons that love is the most valuable currency we have is because of how contagious it is. And taking that last example of the professor, when that professor really loves what he's doing and he loves teaching, then that love easily gets passed down to his students, including me and the rest of my classmates. But here's the kicker. Now that I, as a student, have a love for the class, I'm willing to put in more effort, time, and grit into doing well in the class and actually learning. And because we're now willing to sacrifice more to learn in the class, and because we're now willing to sacrifice more as students to learn in the class, we're able to then take more value from the class. Value being its content, the connection that we get with this professor now, value being the content of the class, the new connection that we have with the professor, and the new connections that we have amongst ourselves as students. I'm basically going to be talking about how love carries value much further than money can. And so, what I mean by that is when it comes to money, almost always you get what you put in. When you put in a good amount of money into a business, then you usually get a lot of profit. And it usually works the other way as well. When we work for a company as employees, then we get paid in return with money. However, if we're able to use our very limited and very precious resource of love in those places that matter, then we can really make an impact and really achieve those things that we want to. If we invest enough love in the relationships that matter, our family, our friends, our coworkers, our employees, our employers. Another area that we put a lot of love in is in our work, in the things that we have as possessions, the things that we do as actions or as fun activities. And the third thing that we put love into is our beliefs, our goals, our purpose, those things that we truly believe in, those things that we want to fight for. Love is a powerful currency we all have. It can start movements, it can start revolutions, and it can start wars. Right now, you can take a moment to think, to reflect, and try to analyze where all your love is going in your life. Think about those things that you spend the most amount of love on and the impact that that has on your life. If there is something that you reflected on that in which there's someone and something in your life that you don't necessarily love that much, then you can choose to stop loving it as much. You can choose to stop spending as much time with it or with them as much. You can choose to stop putting as much time and effort into that thing or person. Because the truth is, the more you love something, the more you're willing to work for it, the more you're willing to sacrifice for it, and the more it will shape your future. After reflecting, make sure to ask yourself, what is it I really want to love?